Well, good afternoon and welcome to Craig Goes Cycling, and we are at Darley Moor again. It's the penultimate race for me this season. So at the moment there's an hour to go till our race and there's only 8 people signed on. 16 I think have actually pre-entered online, but if we don't get 10 or more signing on then it's not full points, and I believe it's only first, second and third which will get points if that is the case, and that makes life a little bit more difficult for me because I'm desperate for points. I need 5 out of the last 2 races, so I need to get a bit of a shift on in this, and I'm here watching the 2, 3, 4. Oh, and in comes Mikey. He's no idea. Okay, so he's just done that. Says no, I don't want to be on camera, so I'm not sure what's happened to Mikey there, but his brakes are squealing like crazy. That didn't sound good. Right, so as you can probably see, I've got a big raincoat on, hood up, cap on. It is throwing it down with rain. It's not ideal conditions, it's not what we'd want to be racing in. However, it has kind of made it's better than it just being light drizzle, because the track over the last 24 hours there's been torrential rain around here, so it will have cleared all of the track, all the rubber that's left down by the motorbike racing here that's left on the track. When it's just a little bit damp drizzle, that can make the track very greasy and it can make it slippy and it can make it dangerous. 24 hours we've had torrential rain here, so that will hopefully have all washed it away and made the track a lot safer, but it still then brings its other problems with standing water. So yeah, I don't think I was going to go and chat to Mikey, but he's looking at me. Can I just ask you what the track's like? Not as fine, the track's fine. Okay, it's not slippy, that's good. I mean, there's a guy absolutely bombing round there. I think he's the breakaway leader by the looks of it. He's flying. Let's just catch a little glimpse of the rest of the pack coming through. So this is the 234, and also it is Tom's first race in the 234 here at Matlock at Darley. Now he's Cat 3, so let's just catch the group going round and see where we might be. Right, I have seen one Vela Bavarian rider in that group, and it isn't Tom. So I don't actually know if Tom's made the start of the race, to be honest, because I've got here after this race started. So if I see him coming round, yeah, hopefully he's here, but it's a baptism of fire for him today anyway. Right, I'm going to watch a couple of laps of this, see how things are going, and then I'm going to go and get my number pinned on and get the skin suit on. I've just caught up with Mikey. He's obviously, I've just said in that previous little bit clip, he's pulled out of the race. He says it is very, very spicy. The 234 is really quick today, and Tom is in the race. I'm not going to bother getting any footage of him because he's yeah, he's been dropped. There's quite a few of them have been dropped. There's a few just like odd 1 or 2 people riding around behind the main group. It's looking fast. The guy is on a breakaway, he's looking quick, and the peloton behind him is pretty quick as well. So I don't know, Tom might hang around, might get a little chat with him just to see how he feels about doing his first 234 today, how it sort of went for him. I'm going to go and get my gear out of the car now. I'm going to try and find somewhere dry to get changed if I can. I think it's going to be in one of the little small toilet cubicles at this rate. Anyway, next time I see you, we'll be on the track. See you in a bit. So a quick update on the numbers for today's race. We have got 12, so it is maximum points from first all the way down to 10th. So now we know that. That's good, because I was a bit worried if there was less than 10 it'd only be points for the top 3. It makes life a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to get on the bike, get this done. See you later.
Okay, ladies and gents, we shall start you on the whistle.
Tree, give is alright. You get the only part of me I can't let go.
Oh, my f***ing coat's at the f***ing start-finish line. F*** me. Some initial thoughts about that race. I'm not going to say too much because I'm still really pissed off. The weather conditions weren't too bad in the end. It stopped raining, it was just very windy. On the start finish straight we've got a brilliant tailwind, so then when we come round the left hand corner going up to the hairpin, it's really strong crosswind, which did actually start to turn into a bit of a cross headwind, I think. Yeah, you could really feel it. The race was a bit choppy. There was quite a lot of swerving from one side of the track to the other, and brakes going on and people coming close to touching wheels, and there was a lot of shouting of keep your line. I was one of the people shouting that as well. It was a bit hairy at times. 3 laps, we've come over the start finish line. They put the 3 laps to go board out, come around the left hand corner. I'm probably, I don't know, I'll look back on the camera, but I think I was in probably about 6th wheel, somewhere like that, just nice and comfortable. Out on the right hand side, on the edge of the track, and somebody's come up on the inside of me and sort of come across towards me, and then so your reaction is, oh shit, off you go, I need to just get out of the way of this. And I got out of the way of that and I ended up on the very, very wet grass and mud on the side of the track. You can't brake when you're in that situation, because all that's going to happen is the wheel will lock up and you'll just go straight down. So it's a case of just holding it and just let the bike go in a straight, well, where the bike wants to go, until you're slow enough to then get your foot back down. By the time that had happened and I'd got back on the track, there was a 30 to 40 metre gap between me and the rest. Mate, I don't know, that's what it looked like at first glance, but again, look back on the video, it might have been less than that, might have been more. So that was it, race over. Wasn't very happy. I'm still not happy now. I'm not unhappy with riders or anything. I'm just unhappy that I've not got any points. I needed 5 before today's race, with 2 races to go. I now need 5 points with 1 race to go. Frustrated. So fucking frustrated. This season started out with, I had so much promise started out this season. I came into it feeling good, and then obviously the crash just completely ruined the first half of the season. I think I missed 4 races because of injury, and then the next 3 races, my head was an absolute mess. I just couldn't get my head around racing again. I just felt I was nervous. I didn't feel safe in the bunch, and didn't help that my first 2 races back here at Darley, there were crashes right in front of me again. That completely spooked me. I just feel like I've probably only done half of the races this season that I wanted to, maybe just over half. I can't actually remember how many I've done and how many I missed. I must have missed 5 races. yeah, maybe 5 races, and I've probably done 7. So I don't know, if I've done 7 races, I've got 7 points. That's a point per race. If I've missed 5 races, that point, yeah. I'm just rambling now, but it's just my feelings, just my thoughts about it, just sort of sitting here now as the rain started again. I'm just really frustrated, and now I've got going to put I'm already putting pressure on myself next week that I've got to get, if I want to go up, I have to get 5 points, and so I've got to get a top 5 finish next week. I've only ever managed that once, so law of averages said it's probably not going to happen. And then I start from 0 again next year. Oh well. Right, on that note, I'm going to drive home. Might do another piece when I get home, or tomorrow when I've sort of cleared my head and I'm thinking a bit better, but at this moment in time I'm not happy. I'm really pissed off. Like I say, not with other riders or anything, just the situation I know I found myself in. Put a lot of pressure on myself to get my Cat 3 this year. Shit. Oh, right, I'm going, because I'm just getting real, I'm just pissing myself off even more. Right, see you later. Well, it's 24 hours, well, just over 24 hours since the race yesterday. I've had time to think about it and watch the video, and just sort of gather my thoughts a little bit more than I had yesterday when I spoke on camera straight after the race. I'm not as annoyed as I was yesterday. I wasn't happy. Obviously, it was straight after the incident, after the race, so your emotions are running a little bit high, which is why I didn't want to say too much yesterday without watching the video back again. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's a bit of a race. It's a racing incident. I'm tight up on the right hand side. He comes up underneath me, just gets a little bit close. I took evasive action, and I ended up on the grass. I have thought this morning as well, and it's also been mentioned to me in a message on Instagram, that maybe I should have, got the elbow out a little bit and just, let him know I was there and just sort of push him back a little bit. And I suppose, yes, I could have done that. But, thinking about it, Cat 4 racing it's where we start in the UK in racing. So you've got people in your races. I've been racing for 2 years now, but there's people there yesterday who it was their first race. So I think if there was a little incident like that, and then I get a bit aggressive, leaning back on them, pushing the elbows into them, it could cause something worse. So I think in hindsight, yes, I could have done that, but I think in hindsight, I probably made the best decision. Whilst it wasn't the best decision for me, obviously, because then, I've finished, the race is gone and I've got no points. I just think all round it was probably the best thing to do. So, yeah. What I'm left with now is one more race with 5 points to get. And it could have been a lot worse than this, because House RT, who are putting on their 9th crit of the season on Saturday, that's an extra race that they've put on at the end of the season. That wasn't there in the schedule even a couple of months ago. So it could have been all over for me yesterday. That could have been it. No more races, and that's it. I'm still in Cat 4 next season, but I've got another chance now. I have got to equal or better the best result I've ever had, which is going to take some doing, I'm not going to lie. But I will do everything I can to do that. I'll give it my best shot to get those 5 points on Saturday. Yeah, I'm just thankful for the guys at House for sticking this extra race on. So big thank you to you guys, and I'll see you on Saturday morning. Right, so that's out of the way now. Let's go back. There was another point I made in the video. I put a little caption up and I mentioned rider number 52, and just to make a note of that rider. So yesterday, the Matlock CC crits, when the men's Cat 4 is on, the women's 2, 3, 4 runs at the same time, but it starts 30 seconds after the men does. But yesterday, because there were only 2 women who entered into that race, they put us all together. So the women started with the men. Now, I'm going to have to put my glasses back on because I can't read very well without them. So there was a lady I got talking to at the before the start of the race. She's Emily Heaton was her name. She's from Middlesbrough and she rides for the Royal Air Force team. She needed 1 point to go from Cat 4 up to Cat 3. So she was going to get a point anyway. And she said, she wasn't going to get involved in the race. She was just going to sort of ride round on her own as a bit of a time trial training session and not get involved in the race, which in those conditions, probably a sensible thing to do. When you know you're going to get that 1 point that you need, is there any point getting involved in a race in the rain and the standing water and the wind? Probably not. Now, the other one in the ladies' race was Lucy Ball. Now, she was absolutely on fire. She was chasing down breakaways. She was riding so strong. Now, I didn't know who she was. All I saw was the Matlock, the Derby Mercury kit that she was riding in. But she came up to me after the race just to see what had happened to me. How I ended up off the track. And it was then that I realised, I'm going to take my glasses off, sorry. It was then that I realised how young she was. And it turns out she's an under 16 and she finished 4th in yesterday's race. So she was incredibly strong. I mean, what a rider. For an under 16 to be riding as strong and as well as that, not just sitting in the bunch doing nothing and just being towed along, but actually going out there when the attacks were going, she'd go with it. And I was absolutely stunned by her. She was absolutely brilliant ride, and I think that's a name that we may need to look out for in the future, because if she sticks to cycling, if she can ride the way she did yesterday, it was brilliant to see somebody so young doing so well in the men's race. That was brilliant. I loved it. It was great. So, well done, Lucy, on that. I'll look out for your name in other races next year to see how you're going on. That was brilliant. So that's it for the end of this video now. We're going to go back into a few days training. So I've got a rest day today, and then it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just a little openers session, or I have been given the option of having a rest day on a Saturday. Coach Ewan has given me that little luxury. If I want to have a rest day on a Friday, I can do, ready for Saturday's race. So the race is at 9:30 on Saturday morning. Don't know if you heard that. There's a little bell ringing in there. The cat Spider has decided to come in and say hello. Yeah, so anyway, the race is 9:30 on Saturday, and it's only a 45-minute race. So at 10:15 on Saturday, I will know if I'm going up to Cat 3 next season or if I'm starting back at 0 in Cat 4. So come back next week and see how I did. If you like the video, go down below, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you liked about it, let me know what you didn't like about it. But thank you for watching. And when you're out on your bikes, the weather is turning now. There's not so many daylight hours. It's getting dark earlier in the evening. The weather's turning a bit. So when you're out on your bikes, please ride safely, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.